And the French Quarter for the free 4-day fest with the largest display of Louisiana music, food, and culture in the world. Download the official French Quarter Fest app and start planning your fest experience today.
Change the way you age at Kronos of Metairie, where physicians and medical staff design health strategies around your lifestyle. At Kronos, they help your mind and body work together to achieve your goals. Come to the Spring Spectacular on May the 8th and check out all their specials. See how you can get started today. Kronos of Metairie, 3200 North Analt, 504-267-4549.
Value. Go to danpilla.com.
This is William Wallace. Listen to my show on Tuesday night at 5 o'clock. William Wallace for America here on WGSO 990 AM in the world of
USA News, I'm John Schaefer. House Speaker Mike Johnson and former President Trump convened at Mar-a-Lago in Florida Friday to discuss election interference. Johnson emphasized the link between election integrity and border security, citing concerns that the Biden administration's policies may enable illegal aliens to register for benefits, potentially leading to unauthorized voting. He announced plans to propose legislation mandating voters to provide proof of American citizenship. Trump echoed the significance of the upcoming election, labeling it as the most crucial in our nation's history. Wall Street is ending a tumultuous week with a significant downturn. Stocks experienced a notable drop amidst renewed concerns about inflation and reports suggesting Israel's readiness for a retaliatory strike from Iran over the weekend. Additionally, increasing oil prices and a widespread decline in bank shares further dampened market sentiments. At the closing of trading, the Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeted 475 points. The House passed a bill to reauthorize Section 702 of FISA, permitting intelligence agencies to surveil foreigners abroad. Critics argue it enables warrantless spying on Americans. An amendment mandating warrants for searching Americans' communications collected during foreign surveillance was rejected. President Biden is actively campaigning for his re-election to black voters. Friday, he spoke at the National Action Network, a prominent organization dedicated to advancing racial justice and civil rights causes.
Together, we've kept our promises to make some of the most significant investments in the black American community ever.
Biden highlighted his significant achievements under his administration, including record low black unemployment, increased access to health insurance for black Americans, and a growing number of black-owned businesses. Several people were injured when the driver of a stolen 18-wheeler deliberately crashed into a Texas DPS office in Brenham. Brenham is located on a key highway linking Houston and Austin. This is USA News.
Hey, here's a question. After you wear your clothes, you toss them in the washing machine, right? Nobody wants to wear dirty clothes. So how come you don't throw your shoes in the washing machine when they get dirty? I mean, come on. Your shoes are touching the filthy ground all day long. Gross. But with Skechers, you can. Because most Skechers are machine washable. That's right. Skechers are specially made so you can toss them right in the washing machine and keep them clean and looking new. And when they look new, you can confidently wear them longer. That's less shoes you're going to want to throw away, which means less waste. And it'll save you tons of dough. I love that. Plus, machine washable Skechers are for the whole family, men, women, and kids. So when your kids get their shoes dirty, and we know they will, just wash them. Brilliant. And even our latest technology, new hands-free Skechers slip-ins are washable. You just step right in and go without bending down or even touching your shoes. So give your Skechers the same treatment you give your clothes. Just toss them in the washing machine and keep them looking brand spanking new. Buy machine washable Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear happens to be sold.
The organization #Don'tMessWithOurKids has organized a day of prayer on Saturday at all 50 state capitals and the District of Columbia. The movement states, as Christian parents and grandparents, we are concerned about indoctrination coming from every direction, trying to take away our kids' sexual purity and innocence. All those who wish to stand in solidarity with the mission of Don't Mess With Our Kids are invited to attend the prayer event, which will start at 1 p.m. Gas prices continue their upward trend, with AAA reporting a roughly 20-cent increase per gallon of regular gas over the past month. The national average now standing at $3.63. Experts say the rise is due to refinery maintenance and escalating tensions in the Middle East. Some things are just weird together. USA's Corey Myers explains.
You love Crocs, you love Pringles. Now you can love them together. Pringles footwear by Crocs. Yes, it's a thing, and you'll be able to buy them starting April 16th. There's boots, clogs, and slot
Nice, great stretch of weather. Stays dry through midweek next week. The humidity comes back a little bit each day as the afternoon temperatures, too, get a little warmer. 40s and 50s start of the morning tomorrow with an afternoon high warming under sunshine to 80. 50s to 60 in the morning Sunday, sunshine in the afternoon, low 80s. 60s all spots in the morning Monday. Sunny skies mostly on Monday. Temperatures go to a high of lower 80s. Ralph Sanji, WGF. So come and enjoy the annual spring bird migration. You'll enjoy guided tours to see and hear neotropical songbirds as they make their spring migration across the Gulf of Mexico. Bring your cameras and binoculars to enjoy up-close views at the Grand Isle Migratory Bird Festival, April 19th, 20th at Grand Isle School on Ludwig Lane. Get more info at townofgrandisle.com.
The views and opinions expressed during this show are those of the host and guests only. In no way do they represent the views, positions, or opinions expressed or implied of WGSO 990 AM or North Shore Radio Incorporated.
Good evening, my fellow. Good evening, my fellow Christian, God-loving American patriots. Welcome to this week's edition of Uncensored and Unfiltered Holy and Patriotic Jambalaya. I'm John Swisher and my co-host Mike Silva.
Good evening.
Okay, Cajun Buccaneer, get started.
Okay, if you're going to play ball, then play to win. Good evening, brother and sister pro-life American whistleblowers. Our Father, which is in heaven, holy, holy, holy is your name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, and deliver us from all forms of evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
We pledge allegiance to the people of the United States of America and to the republic. That's right, the republic for which they all stand. One nation under God, with liberty and justice and freedom forever and ever for all. Amen.
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 Amen. Good evening. Good evening. Before I get started on my monologue, I want to introduce our guest tonight, the Honorable KERRY LAURICELLA, former Jefferson Parish Councilman, now owner of 1-800 Repairs. Introduce yourself, KERRY.
Very nice to meet you, and thank you for inviting me, John. We're going to talk about some very important things tonight, especially this skyrocketing homeowners insurance.
That's part of my monologue tonight. Tonight's monologue, in today's business climate, especially small businesses, there is too much governmental control and regulations in which 99.9% is non-beneficial to the business owners and instead beneficial to the governmental bureaucrats. In my industry, automotive and towing especially, our rates are regulated by two state government agencies, the Louisiana Public Service Commission and the Louisiana State Police. Overregulation is just an understatement. If you go to this website, www.followthemoney.org, you will see firsthand who donates cash to campaign coffers of these elected officials, and you will be surprised. That is also the reason for the astronomically high insurance premiums in Louisiana. And our former insurance commissioner, which I'm not going to name, his campaign offers were heavily padded by insurance companies. The biggest contributor is Progressive. Insurance companies also padded the campaign coffers of the commissioners of the Louisiana Public Service Commission. The towing industry in Louisiana cannot catch a break because we will not pad the commissioner's coffers. So we're the most fined industry under the LPSC regulation. Entergy, AT&T, and many major corporations are also supposed to be to regulate these industries too. But nothing happens to these industries because they donate millions or billions to the LPSC campaign coffers. To add insult to injury, the LPSC also collects 2% of total sales per year if you're on the law enforcement rotation list in Louisiana. Louisiana is making us beyond poor, and a lot of people are moving across the borders of Texas and Mississippi. Give you an example, the GM truck plant in Shreveport. We have Greasy Palms in Baton Rouge, so what they do, they move right over the border to Texas. We lost that plant. And this is the reason why they're moving across the borders of Texas and Mississippi, where number one, way cheaper to live and operate a business. Two, roads are way better. But we have hope in Louisiana now with a conservative governor just inaugurated named Jeff Landry and a new insurance commissioner named Tim Temple and state reps like Kirk Talbot and Brian Glorioso who are working on bills to reform insurance and lower premiums to be competitive with other states. We need to clean up the corruption in Louisiana, and now we have the right horses to do the job. That's it.
Well, I'd like to get Kerry's opinion on that because that's kind of one of your specialties. And John's monologue was right on, I think. I want to get your opinion on that, what you think about that.
Well, I started in politics years ago and as a councilman in Harahan, and I moved to Lafitte. And a few years later, a little hurricane called Katrina hit us. And then just recently we got hit with Ida. And I see many people that they try to retire. They invest all of their money, their biggest investment ever. They invest in their home. They budget everything. A storm hits. They may have $2,000 budgeted for their insurance. And then they get the infamous letter from their insurance company. We're not writing anymore. We're closed. I'm a simple person. If I'm doing business and I take money from someone, and then all of a sudden when I see a little loss and I just close and I don't honor my commitment, where I come from, people should be put in prison for something like this.
They should also have their American citizenship permanently revoked and deported.
I'm not going to argue with that. All I know is this is going to devastate Southern Louisiana if we don't do something, because it's not just, let's say, your insurance is $2,000 a year, and then you wake up tomorrow and it's $5,000 a year, and then the insurance companies, and I'm not picking on insurance companies. I understand it. They need to make a profit, but there has to be some balancing act here, because it's not just the insurance costs, it's killing these people. And then you have the stigma, like anyone that's outside the levee district, like where I live in Lafitte, Barataria, Crown Point. This is hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of homes that are going to be devastated because people are not going to want to buy their homes anymore. So I said, I'm not going to sit back and take this. So I said, let's do something to circle a wagon. So I started the Jefferson Parish Homeowners Association, because I know from being in politics most of my life, one person, you're not going to be heard. But if you get 100 or 500 or 1,000, and we start speaking as a group, then we are heard. So if you go to Jefferson Parish Homeowners Association, we're going to try to find solutions for this nightmare that we're in.
And it seems to be getting worse because as the policies continue to rise and rise, people are not being able to afford the insurance for their homes. Some people are moving. Some people are losing their homes. Insurance companies aren't right. Some insurance companies aren't writing anymore in Louisiana, and they're leaving the state and not coming back. It's just like it's getting worse. Where do you find the solution coming?
An insurance agent was actually in our offices today, and he said, "Kerry, I got bad. Like I'm a State Farm client, and I like State Farm. I mean, and I understand it. You have to be realistic. You have to think on both sides of the fence. If someone or a company is not making money, they're not going to.
We have less than a minute to go. We got to go to a break.
First break.
You'll listen to Holy and Patriotic Jambalaya. Call the New Beginning Finish Talk Line 504-556-9696. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, this is Mike from the Holy and Patriotic Jambalaya Show. If you need to convert your existing bathtub into a step-in shower, call my friends at A New Beginning Refinishing. They can repair and refinish any type of bathtub or shower, no matter the size of the repair. A New Beginning Refinishing has been using a new high-gloss casting porcelain coating, guaranteed to never peel. They also offer a unique service called the Tub Cut, which is a fraction of the cost of replacement, and adding a grab bar installation and a slip-resistant surface helps to improve accessibility, reduce accidents, and helps people remain in their home as long as possible. Call A New Beginning Refinishing, LLC for a free estimate at 985-279-5103 or visit their website at www.anewbeginningrefinishing.com. Or you can visit their showroom in Hollycrest Plaza at 600 North Highway 190, Suite 2 in Covington. That's A New Beginning Refinishing, LLC at 985-279-5103.
Hi, I'm Huck.
And this is Dave.
Please join us on Liberty or Lockdown on Thursdays at 5 p.m.
Be there.
French Quarter Festival, presented by Chevron, welcomes everyone to enjoy 4 days of music from over 300 acts on 21 stages. A new culinary stage and food from over 60 culinary vendors on April 11th through April 14th. For more information, you can visit www.frenchquarterfest.org.
Hi, I'm William Wallace. You can hear me live on Tuesday nights at 5 o'clock here on WGSO, or see what I had to say on Facebook at William Wallace for America.
It's pet trendologist Charlotte Reed. Listen to the latest pet trends with benefits on the Pet Buzz, airing every Saturday at 6 p.m. Join me as I talk all things pets, from animal health and wellness, money-saving tips, the newest pet products, celebrity pet gossip, breaking news, and more. Our expert guests are in the know and in the now. To learn more about our unique program, our guest, and me, your host, listen to the show on WGSO 990, the community voice of the Crescent City.
Tune in to the Your Personal Bank Show, Saturdays at 11 a.m. or contact parents at yourpersonalbank.com. The Your Personal Bank Show, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on WGSO 990 a.m. New Orleans.
Hi there, everybody. This is Jackie Gumbo, inviting you to join me each and every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. for Uncle Jackie's Gumbo. A little bit of this and a whole lot of that each and every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. only on WGSO 990 AM New Orleans or WGSO.com. Bring your gumbo, baby. We're going to have us a blast.
Welcome back to the Holy and Patriotic Jambalaya Show. Our guest tonight is Mr. KERRY LAURICELLA, from the former Jefferson Parish Councilman. If you want to call the New Beginning Refinishing talk line at 504-556-9696. Before we went to break, KERRY, you were in a deep conversation there with us about some things about the insurance company. Can you continue where you left off?
We were talking about just using common sense, and we can take the insurance side of it. I mean, you have to take everybody's side. If I'm State Farm and I'm losing money, I'm going to leave.
Right.
I mean, it's just, there has to be, like my grandpa called it a word. He spoke French. He called it profit. If he didn't make profit, he's leaving. So if State Farm is not making money, or Allstate or any of the carriers, that's what's going to occur.
So where's the happy medium in
The
there?
happy median has to be where there has to be packages that can be put together that make sense. So maybe we can raise a deductible or make it something so that it is affordable so you don't lose your house. There has to be something. And then you have the other side, which is the law firms. And there's a lot of discussion about that. How much are they getting? Should there be any restrictions with this? So what I'm looking at is, I don't want to get on any particular side, but we want to use good old-fashioned common sense. So how can a homeowner pay an amount, get fair protection, especially if they have a loan on their house where they're forced to get it? And then what do you do in the uh-oh moment where the insurance company walks away and you're stuck with Citizens, or you're stuck with something that is completely out of your control? I mean, this could totally wipe out Southern Louisiana if we're not careful. So we have to find alternative, common sense, realistic solutions. Kirk Talbot is a friend, and he's trying. There was talk about the fortified roofs. That's a start. That's just a beginning. But if the number one cause for hurricane damage is a few shingles will blow off, and then the water will get in the house, and the next thing you could have $5,000 worth of damage to the roof, but it causes $100,000 worth of damage in the house.
Right.
So good old-fashioned common sense is
take care of the roof.
Take care of the roof. Make the roof strong. The Romans built roads. We can't figure out a roof that won't blow off. I mean, so if we can, and we want to help the insurance companies. Let's make it so that they don't get killed with these losses, so it becomes profitable. I get it, but we don't want to kill every single homeowner so that you can't get insurance.
This is my thing with the insurance too. Our newly elected commissioner, Tim Tempo, I like him, but he wants to do away with bad faith payments in the lawsuit. Listen, insurance companies refuse to pay out legitimate claims, and we're not asking for much.
If they refuse to pay legitimate claims, then that's when the bad faith judgment comes along, because that's what happened with us against State Farm. So if you take that away, the insurance companies are like, I don't care. I'm not saying they're all going to do that, but they could say they didn't care, and they would get away with it, and the bad faith judgment is gone.
Well, you're in a position, though, where if you don't, I honestly believe if you're talking about $100,000 or a couple $100,000 claim, you should have legal representation. It's your biggest investment of your life, and you're going to think, well, I don't need an attorney. Of course you need an attorney. The insurance companies are going to say they may not want to pay you. They're insurance companies. Their job is to do one thing, to make money.
Right.
And if I get slammed, I don't want, my son is an attorney. He doesn't want to pay more. He wants to pay what's fair. So our attitude is, if you need legal representation, you should get it, to make sure you're not ripped off, to make sure you just automatically aren't written off by, an adjuster that says, well, I don't think you really have any damage. And then next thing you know, you have mold inside your house, and then you can't go back. I mean,
my whole house has got to be bulldozed. Even the slab is full of mold and mildew.
Well, that is precisely why, if you take that type of damage, not only should you have an attorney, you should have an expert that to look at the house. Maybe you have structural damage. I mean, it's your number one investment ever. Shouldn't you have someone that knows what they're talking about?
Yes.
But there's also, I'm always trying to look at both sides. How can you do it where it's fair? Because if everybody, what aggravates me though, is the other side where they really don't have any damage, but they're suing for $1 million and they got $10,000 worth of damage. And they wonder why everybody here
Right.
We can't get insurance because they're having State Farm and Allstate is having to pay idiotic claims for people that don't deserve.
You got these lawyers, ambulance chasers like MB. I can't mention this. Don't mention. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm saying don't turn. Just keep facing the microphone. You good?
Yeah. They got these ambulance chaser lawyers like MB and so many other ones. I'm just giving you MB for an example. You got ones that advertise on TV. For example, these commercials. I work up my job, my kids, my family. I got my check. I got my check. I got my check. What this guy does, he pays, gives him a little settlement, and he buys the case, and he ends up with millions out of the case.
I think it's the people, you take a small percent that are entitled to compensation, and they should be paid, but you have a lot of them, they don't deserve it. And
Tell me about it.
It's horrible because a couple will screw it up for all of, like guys like us. We're paying our premium and you get damage. I don't want, if I have $100,000 worth of damage, I want to be made whole again. I don't want to retire because in a sense, I'm killing all of my neighbors, because then what will happen is I may get over, I may buy me a new car, I may get me a bunch of stuff, but I just killed all of my neighbors. And then a year later, all of the insurance is canceled. The insurance companies walk away because they're tired of getting the short end. And then how do we resolve it? So my attitude is you should be paid what you are due and to be made whole, but you shouldn't be able to just sue to go retire. I mean, it's going sooner or later, it's going to catch up with everyone. And then look, my daughter's in Galliano. Storm hits. She has a gym. She has her house. She wakes up after Ida. Insurances can't. Not only did they cancel, they don't pay her anything, and they have $100,000 worth of damage because of the fraudulent claims. So that's, I mean, so what about the poor old lady that has a real claim? That's why we're trying our best to find what is the common ground to make it work.
That's the $1 million question, man. We're just trying to find out where this is going to happen. So hang on a second, Kerry. We got to go to our second break.
Matthew from Metairie, we'll get to you after the next break.
All right, hang on. You're listening to the Holy and Patriotic Jambalaya Show. Call the New Beginning Refinishing talk line at 504-556-9696. We'll be right back.
Get ready, Greater New Orleans. The Great Southern Gun and Knife Show is coming for 2 days only, April 13th and 14th at the Pontchartrain Center on Williams Boulevard. Show hours, Saturday 9 to 5, Sunday 10 to 5. Hundreds of dealer tables available, full of guns, knives, ammunition, holsters, gun books, camouflage, jewelry, and more. That's the Great Southern Gun and Knife Show, April 13th and 14th at the Pontchartrain Center. Show hours, 9 to 5 on Saturday, 10 to 5 on Sunday. Don't miss it.
This is Kate Delaney from America Tonight. The show kicks on at midnight, and I'm loving the overwhelming support in New Orleans. What a group of fantastic listeners here on WGSO 990 AM. Join me every morning to catch up on what I call the buzz in your backyard and mine. You'll hear some of the most interesting people on the planet from the world of business, politics, sports, and, well, just intriguing people with a story to tell. If you're around, give us a call. Don't worry, I'll spit out the number plenty of times on the air. Let's agree to meet at midnight right here on WGSO 990 AM in New Orleans.
Easy Pet Shop and Rescue is a nonprofit volunteer-run rescue. We provide adoption services and care for homeless animals across the New Orleans metro area. We also offer pet supplies and grooming services at our downtown and Marigny locations. The shops are located at 839 Spain Street and 513 Dumaine Street and are open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekdays and noon to 6 on Saturdays, noon to 5 on Sundays. We can be found on the web at BigEasyPetShop.com. Support local animals in need by shopping and adopting with Big Easy Animal Rescue.
You'll never get a bum steer at Joey John Fro's Meats, 2324 Paris Road, Chalmette. An old-style butcher shop like Mama and them had. Also try Joey's Grill, using all fresh meats from the butcher side. Fourth-generation butchers from the Ninth Ward. You will never get a bum steer at Joey John Fro's Meats, 2324 Paris Road, Chalmette, 504-279-6590.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Colleen Crane. As work to restore power and clean up storm damage across the state continues, the Louisiana Department of Health reports there was one storm-related death in Rapides Parish Wednesday. A 60-year-old woman was killed after a tree and power line fell on her home outside Pineville. Many are still without power, but CLECO says they expect to have all power restored in Opelousas by the end of the day Friday, and at least half of their customers in Slidell still without power should have it back. As for the remaining 3,500 Slidell customers, CLECO expects to have a better idea of when work can be completed to restore power to those homes. Louisiana Office of Student Financial Assistance is holding a FAFSA marathon beginning April 15th. Spokesperson Ebony Holmes says despite all the delays, there are still benefits to filling out the application.
We know that there's more aid and they anticipate more students being eligible for federal Pell Grant funding. And so really pushing the message to students, get it done.
LRN.
An official message from Medicare.
A new law is helping me save more money on prescription drug costs. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is zero and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $23,000 a year or married couples who make less than $31,000 a year. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out. Go to ssa.gov/extra-help.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Whether taking on large commercial landscapes or your own backyard, let Steel help with your pursuit of the perfect cut. Introducing Steel zero-turn mowers for homeowners and pros. With a wide range of features and options, like our advanced four-wheel suspension system and 0% financing available, it's time to let the pursuit begin. Real Steel. Find yours at steelusa.com/zero-turn. Available at select dealers. Financing available on qualifying purchases and subject to credit approval. See dealer for details.
Hey everybody, this is Mike from the Holy and Patriotic Jambalaya Show. If you need to convert your existing bathtub into a step-in shower, call my friends at A New Beginning Refinishing. They can repair and refinish any type of bathtub or shower, no matter the size of the repair. A New Beginning Refinishing has been using a new high-gloss casting porcelain coating, guaranteed to never peel. They also offer a unique service called the Tub Cut, which is a fraction of the cost of replacement, and adding a grab bar installation and a slip-resistant surface helps to improve accessibility, reduce accidents, and helps people remain in their home as long as possible. Call A New Beginning Refinishing, LLC for a free estimate at 985-279-5103 or visit their website at www.anewbeginningrefinishing.com. Or you can visit their showroom in Hollycrest Plaza at 600 North Highway 190, Suite 2 in Covington. That's A New Beginning Refinishing, LLC at 985-279-5103.
Bring your business back to life with signs. Show-stopping signage can give your business the visibility it needs. Sir Speedy is a trusted resource for sign design, production, and installation. From trade show displays, banners and posters, to directional signs, window decals, wall graphics, and more, Sir Speedy's sign capabilities can help your business get noticed. Call us today at 504-586-9812. Sir Speedy, we do.
What does Grace mean to you? At Grace at the Green Light, a 501c3 nonprofit, we believe that everyone deserves a hot meal, clean drinking water, and a chance to go home again. Our work is made possible through the generous support of Faubourg Private Wealth, which provides holistic financial planning tailored for your family. Find out more at fpwa.com.
Welcome back to the Holy and Patriotic Jambalaya Show on WGSO 990 AM. You can call the New Beginning Refinishing talk line at 504-556-9696. We have our first caller on the line. It's Matthew from Metairie. Come on. Hello, Matthew. How are you? Come on.
I'm doing well. So, talking about this insurance thing, supposedly what they're trying to do in the state capital is mirror as much of Florida's policies as possible and move us towards a less regulated, more free market system.
That would be nice.
Yeah, it should work unless there's not a free market in homeowners insurance, which I've often wondered because they all get their insurance from some shadowy groups that we never hear about called reinsurers. And supposedly in the reinsurance market, costs are just skyrocketing because of that great roaring inflation that we have. And so I wonder how well things are working in Florida, because Cat Turd has complained on a couple of occasions, not lately, about his homeowners insurance in Florida. So, this is with a great deal of trepidation we step off boldly to go where Louisiana has never gone before, namely where other states have. Okay. I don't know how well this is going to work.
Well, Florida's doing a lot with fortified roof programs. I know Alabama has a lot of success with it. It takes such a whipping with so many hurricanes with high winds. It keeps coming back to common sense. If your roof keeps blowing off over and over, they want to put stronger roofs on. So,
sir, when you're talking about the roof, are you talking about the decking?
No, the subroof, the decking, the underlayment that they use. Because what'll happen is you have seal tab shingles and they'll fly off with 100-mile-an-hour wind, but that causes 90% of the damage. When a typical roof will fly off, you have 15-pound felt, and that just flies off, and then you'll have rain. It may only be for an hour, a couple hours if you've been through these hurricanes, and then all of a sudden you've got about an hour's worth of water coming into your house, and then that's it. But now, instead of it just being a $15,000 to $20,000 roof replacement, you have sheetrock, electrical, insulation, and it's 10 times or 100 times what the problem is. So I get it. They need to make houses more insurable. But then I'm not
disagreeing with you. The challenge I have with that is who pays to reinforce these roofs.
That's going to take time, I believe. As people continue to redo roofs and put new houses, we cannot address houses that are 40 years old with an old existing roof. But as we proceed, it will systematically start to cure it, and that's where we are.
Okay, well, actually, you can address 40-year-old houses. You just go up to them and say, "Hello, house." Sorry about that. Couldn't help it.
Well, we work with a lot of roofers.
I've got one of those older houses. It's got 3/8-inch plywood on the deck, and I always thought that was kind of sus.
The plywood is fine.
How they built them back then.
Yeah, the plywood is okay, but the problem is once a 15-pound underlayment felt blows off, if just plywood, the water is going to get into your house.
Right. There's no caulking between those plywood joints. It's not a ship bottom.
But they're going to improve that. But we're looking at, hopefully, I'm the CEO of a group called 1-800-REPAIRS. We deal with roofers all around America. And with that company, what we're seeing is someone will have damage from a roof, or from a hurricane, I should say. What makes it even worse is then you have these shysters that will come into town with no insurance, no license, take down payments, and now you have a bad situation getting 10 times worse because you got these idiots ripping people off, taking their money.
I'm familiar with them.
We are
right after Ida. I met about 5 of them.
Well, we with 1-800-REPAIRS, we don't tolerate any of that. We actually find roofers. We get them that's properly licensed, properly insured, and at least we're going to stop this nightmare and stop it from being even worse of a nightmare by only dealing with these contractors that we know are reputable contractors.
Well, no, I mean that's a good thing. Yeah, I can't say as our insurance company gave us too much in the way of difficulties. They did want to replace the entire floor when there's only one room that needed to be replaced, and they got really fussy about us, saying, "You really didn't give us enough money to do the entire floor." But for some bizarre reason, they finally just went away with that. Actually, they just went away. It was America's, so we got the last check from them ever.
Well, you know what's the problem with insurance companies? They forget that we're their customer. We pay them their premiums, but they want to dictate to us. And it's about time they wake their little asses up and realize we're their customers. We pay their bills. It's about time they realize that. I understand there's a lot of fraudulent activity that goes on in this industry, but for the majority of people who are legitimate, they're screwing the legitimate people. And it's about time that they realize we pay their salaries. They better start listening to us, or we fire them bastards.
Okay, John.
I think they listen to their reinsurers.
All right. Well, we got somebody else wants to join in on a
I'll
conversation.
Go ahead. Who's
right.
next?
You got all right. Thank you for calling, Matthew. We got another call online. Paul, thank you for calling. What'd you like to say?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
We're doing good, Paul. Thanks for calling.
Good. The insurance crisis is a couple of different things, and I think Kerry touched on it a few minutes ago. The reinsurance and a lot of investors that back these reinsurers, they have a lot of risk. So you do a lot of risk analysis. How many times has your insurance company actually physically come out to your house or sent somebody to your house to see the physical damage that is done to a house before they insure you? Not many.
Yeah, not many. Exactly right.
Right. So if you look at it from that perspective, they group you up in this area, territories, and everybody's insurance is going to be this, and it's pretty much the same when you talk about that. So that leads you to the next thing. Then you have insurance you've been paying for. You have some people that actually do something with the money. You have some that don't do something with the money. So everybody gets to pay the price. Well, if we were doing inspections before you write policies for the risk, because everything's a risk in this industry, that would help out a lot. And actually doing that when renewals come up every so often. You know, the guy before was talking about Florida. It's funny because Florida has a crisis of their own with insurance. They've had a crisis for quite some time. Matter of fact, pretty much every insurance company that was doing business in Louisiana was based out of Florida. That was also writing policies in Florida, North Carolina.
Yes.
So we can't follow that model because that model's not working either.
Paul, that's a great point, because my son, the attorney, they will get people that'll file in claims, and it's claims that you can obviously see that it's old rotten lumber on that rotten fascia board, rotten soffit, and they're saying, well, that's from the hurricane. So it's the bad messing it up for the good. I mean, yes, a storm comes in, it blows the roof off, but is it fair that all of us insurance payers have to pay to put repaint a house that was already, the paint was already peeling off of it? I mean,
no, not at all. I think trying to lower insurance, though, getting to that point first, and then yes, look, I see it in my industry all day long.
What do you do, Paul? What kind of work?
I actually own a restoration company in this industry. I've been in it for about 28 years.
All right.
And I've seen both sides.
Paul, can you hang on? We got to go to a break. Can you hang on for our last segment after this break? All right, hang on, guys. You listening to the Holy and Patriotic Jambalaya Show on WGSO 990 AM. Stay tuned. We'll be right back for our last segment. Hey everybody, this is Mike from the Holy and Patriotic Jambalaya Show. If you need to convert your existing bathtub into a step-in shower, call my friends at A New Beginning Refinishing. They can repair and refinish any type of bathtub or shower, no matter the size of the repair. A New Beginning Refinishing has been using a new high-gloss casting porcelain coating, guaranteed to never peel. They also offer a unique service called the Tub Cut, which is a fraction of the cost of replacement, and adding a grab bar installation and a slip-resistant surface helps to improve accessibility, reduce accidents, and helps people remain in their home as long as possible. Call A New Beginning Refinishing, LLC for a free estimate at 985-279-5103 or visit their website at www.anewbeginningrefinishing.com. Or you can visit their showroom in Hollycrest Plaza at 600 North Highway 190, Suite 2 in Covington. That's A New Beginning Refinishing, LLC at 985-279-5103.
When the time came, I knew I had to find a place where Mom would be safe and active while still feeling independent. A place that was close to all of us and everything she needed. Locally owned and operated in the heart of Gonzales, I found Francois Ben's Senior Living. They specialize in independent and assisted living and memory care.
Call 225-647-BEND for more information on our special pre-leasing offers.
Francois Ben's Senior Living. Experience life as it should be.
Do you suffer from chronic pain, inflammation, anxiety, or sleep problems? CBD or THC might be the right fit for you. The CBD Wellness Center has everything from tinctures to gummies, THC, and THC-free products. Visit us at 1011 Veterans Boulevard at Oaklawn or 7121 Jefferson Highway by St. Rita. Call 504-252-0033 or visit www.cbdwellnesscenternola.com.
Hi, I'm Huck, an active Christian who loves Louisiana. One of my goals is to bring Louisiana's education from 50th to number 1.
And I'm Dave. I'm not afraid of government bureaucrats. I fear God. Our rights and freedoms come from Him.
This is Liberty or Lockdown. Please join us on Thursdays at 5 p.m. on WGSO 990 AM and WGSO.com.
Hi, this is Susan Bernicker bringing you a new show, Health Connections, every Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. when we explore health from doctors, researchers, scientists, naturopaths, pharmacists, authors, fitness, and more. Both local and national guests, you'll be able to call in and ask your own health questions. So join me, Susan Bernicker, every Friday at 5 p.m. right here on WGSO 990 AM. We'll make our health our wealth. The best present to you and your family is good health.
Welcome back to Holy and Patriotic Jambalaya, the last segment. And we're going to call in the New Beginning Refinish talk line, 504-556-9696. We go back to our caller, Paul. Paul, you there?
I'm here.
All right, so continue what you were saying something before we went to the break. Can you continue there?
No, we're just talking about. I'm actually in the industry, so we were talking about reinsuring homes, inspections. That's one way, and then the other way is what Kerry said, fortifying. You know, that's one thing that Florida does have is their building codes are a lot better than ours. You can do building codes all day long, but there's still an insurance crisis. One of the biggest things is when you have a claim is documentation. Everything has to be documented. If it's not, they're going to fight you. I mean,
right.
Even when you have all the documentation, they're still going to fight you at the end of the day. But getting costs down, because that's really what matters, is a lot of inspections. Because when they do come out to do an inspection, when you have a claim, they probably have 100, 200 pictures that they're taking, and nothing's being done with it. The data is there. The data is there it just has to be processed. They are able to run risk analysis, and that's how they're able to really get to where the numbers are really going to be at, or whether they're going to take a parish or not. That's really what it boils down to.
You made a great point. You made a great point earlier. Like if they came out before they wrote the policy and did the inspection, and then you had a claim, they could have something to compare it to before the claim was.
Well, with technology, there's a lot of technology nowadays out there that you can get on these. You know, we have it in the industry where we can actually look at the roof before you go out.
On the drone, you could just.
Oh, not even just drone. There's other companies, a lot of companies out there that it's a subscription, but you know, if you're using it enough, Eagle View, a couple other companies out there,
Google Earth.
Hoover, some other companies out there that actually, a lot of times they didn't have to. That's what we're going to go to. It's going to go virtual. You know, it's already there. I can go to claims and literally go there and take photos. You could do it from an insurance standpoint. The adjusters. I mean, I have some claims adjusters don't even come out. The problem's on both sides because the insurance is trying to save money, yes, but at the end of the day, you're paying all these premiums and the houses are not being inspected. I mean, someone that has a house for 15 years, 28 years ago when I got in this industry, people had $500 deductibles. You know, you had every single carrier in that you could ever think of, Travelers, Insurance Company, Encompass, everybody.
Not anymore.
And not anymore, right? Well, and it's the laws too. I mean, you look at the carriers that actually didn't succeed. We allowed that because they didn't have enough backing, or the law was, I forgot how many million you had to have to be able to write policies in the state of Louisiana, and that didn't happen.
You remember that, Kerry?
So,
Yep.
Yeah, I remember the days of $500 deductible. 1990, yes. I wish we can go back to those days.
Well,
absolutely.
Paul, we're swinging at it. What's the old saying? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So we're systematically trying to find some solutions. For all my friends in Lafitte, Barataria, Crown Point, everybody that's outside the levee system that are worried to death right now, we're trying to find a solution to this. So if anybody's listening, they have a pencil, just jot it down. If you want to be part of something, to be part of a solution, you can just go online to Jefferson Parish Homeowners Association.com. It's all funded by myself. There are no dues. We have different companies that are sponsoring, and it's all designed to get everyone together, share information. We're trying to find solutions to a problem, but speak in a group versus just hoping that, you know, the one or two politicians are going to do it for us. We're going to take it on as a group, and then simultaneously, we're trying to protect people after the fact with our company with 1-800-REPAIRS. So if, Lord forbid, we have a hurricane and then all of the shysters start flying in and they want to rip everyone off, I'd highly recommend, it's simple. You call 1-800-REPAIRS and we deal with people that are reputable. I know Paul, I know your name. I know your company. You're one of the good guys. You're one of the rare guys. So they need more people that will not rip customers off, because that's what makes it worse.
Absolutely, and I appreciate that, Kerry.
Speaking of ripping off, I don't like to.
Yeah, get ripped off. Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, in my industry, the automotive and towing, we overregulated by the state police and public service commission, but we don't. I mean, before that, we used to charge by what the job warranted, but we're not. I'm not for ripping people off either. Trust me, it makes everybody's industry look bad as a whole. If you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of them out there, and like Kerry said, I've been doing this a long time. I actually took a year off from the industry before I actually opened my own business, and I got it just because I like helping people. That's our biggest thing, and educating. You know, a lot of people, they'll call us and they don't even know who their insurance company is. Who? My insurance? Oh, that's Citizens. No. Your homeowners. If your house caught on fire, not your wind and hail and your other things. So a lot of people also aren't educated. They don't know. I mean, look at your policy. Most people can't even read their policy. It's written by attorneys, and it's written that way for a reason. So
you don't understand it.
Yeah, education is important as far as knowing who your insurance company is when you make a claim. Why? Trusting. Do your homework on when you're hiring someone. I know it's a stressful time, but at the same time, if somebody's showing up at your house and the house is still on fire, come on. You know, at the end of the day, do your homework. Make sure it's a reputable company, like Kerry's saying, and I think you'll be okay. Just make sure that person's educating you on what they're doing and why they're doing it, because that's another big thing for insurance companies. I mean, some of these inflations you see on the contractor side, they have a right to be hesitant at some points. So it's one big gumbo pot, I guess you can say, of issues that need to be kind of chopped down one layer at a time.
Yep.
You got that right.
Paul, one last thing. If you get a chance, we put a lot of things on that site at the Jefferson Parish Homeowners Association. It gives you a tremendous amount of things to look at. Like, before you hire an attorney, there's a section there. What should you look for? As far as contractors, what should you look for? It has every single municipality up there, Jefferson Parish. So information is your most powerful tool you can have before you make a decision, especially after you have damage. Everybody's they're messed up. I lived it. I had 5 feet of water in my house, and it has a mental impact on people. And you're trying to be just right. You want to do what's best. But I urge everyone to go to Jefferson Parish Homeowners Association.
We got less than a minute to go before the show ends. I'd like to have you back on next week, Kerry.
Thank you.
Oh, can you come next week?
Well, I'd love to.
And Paul wants you to call back next week, too.
Sounds great.
All right. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for calling. You're listening to the Holy Patriotic Jambalaya Show. Real quick, John and I do shows on internet radio on W3ZHotline.com. So check us out there. And always remember, take it away, John.
God, family, and country in that order.
Perfect.